Hello and welcome to this video my review of the Simon from Gurren Lagann, the pilot of the mech of the same name, versus Kyle, the Green Lantern turned White Lantern from DC Comics, and I have the Death Battle review. No, I have not made the fan art yet, even though that should be relatively easy. I did not have time this week. I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. I will probably post that on social media. Plus, I'm going to be running one of my versus polls very soon on social media as well. And the last episode was Blade versus Buffy, which I will have a review of that eventually. And I'm trying to finish the RWBY DC Comics review. And I've got 2 anime shows that I'm almost finished with or nearly done with. But who cares about that at this moment? Okay. Out of all the I should have probably skimmed over this because I wrote this a few days ago and I probably forgot what half of what I put here. Anyway, out of all the characters in the first half of the season, which was earlier this year, I know who Simon and Kyle are the most. I knew who they were the most. And it was fun seeing these two in a versus context. The Kyle... Hold on. Yeah, I know what this is. It's okay. Kyle's own worst enemy is Kyle is accurate to what I read from the comic books. Yeah, okay. Simon beating out SpongeBob's speed feat in the analysis was pretty cool. This episode was very good, and I do have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm going to go, if I have any additional ones, I'll talk about them once I'm finished with the review. I enjoyed the animation, and the Space and Galaxy stuff looked amazing. However, one criticism I have that many other people probably didn't think about is how the song Spiral of Emotion borrows a lot from the Song Commission Will of the Drill. The beginning is different, but by the end it's practically the same thing. Well, I think that's okay, but it's just like, even if they do reference it, I think there was a time not so long ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when they didn't reference previous songs or any of the verses songs in there, and where they only did it very briefly, or like a title drop there or a riff here and there. So anyway, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a bit surrealistic seeing like Gurren Lagann because, as I might have talked about a few times, like I'm TV tropes guy, whatever you call a TV tropes fan. I'm there. I'm reading these quotes and seeing these screenshots. I'm there seeing this. It was pretty cool. Maybe they could do an urban fantasy webcomic character because, as a person that's on TV tropes, because Gurren Lagann fans, if they're from TV tropes, they tend also to be bunnies. I'm sure you know what that is if you use TV tropes. So, yeah, I mean, urban fantasy webcomic Death Battle episode someday with actually good analysis. I'm sure there's enough fans. Maybe they can get that Dutch or Swedish person that does that. But anyway, for this fight, yeah, the animation was pretty amazing. This season's pretty good. I liked it. It was amusing. I could go in depth about all the cameos and stuff. There's a few that I wanted that didn't make the cut. But you know what? I think that's good. It was a good battle, and I can't wait to wait for my other reviews, but I can't wait to put my thoughts down next time. So.